Habari zenu vijana wa kidato cha pili, karibuni tena katika session nyingine ya mathematics. Tunaendelea kufanya coverage ya topic ya kwanza kabisa ya kidato cha pili, hasa kwa mtaala mpya, kwa maana wale ambao ni kidato cha pili mwaka wa 2026 ambao unaanza siku 2-3 zijazo, ikiwa ni siku ya tarehe 30 mwezi wa 12 mwaka 2025. Kwenye topic ya rates and variation, so far tusha cover part ya rates na tusha solve maswali kwa ujumla wake. Kwa part ya rates tusha cover already, lakini pia tuzizungumzia exchange rate. Hivi vyote tayari. Ambacho kimebaki sasa kama muendelezo ni variation. Na variation tunaigawanya kwenye sehemu kuu tatu. Sehemu ya kwanza ikiwa ni direct variation, sehemu ya pili ikiwa ni inverse variation, na sehemu ya mwisho ambayo tutaiona ni joint variation. Kwa hiyo kwa leo tutaanza sehemu ya kwanza ambayo ni direct variation. So direct variation, tuelewe kwamba tukizungumzia variations, again we are talking of relationship between two or more quantities depending on types of variations. So with direct variations, I just want to highlight that direct variation is a relation between two variables where one variable is constantly multiple of the other. Actually, the mathematical meaning of this expression, constant multiple of the other, if I have two variables y and x which are directly proportional to each other, so one variable will be constant multiple of the other. So this mathematical expression directly reveals that these two quantities are directly related to each other. In other words, if one variable increases or decreases, the other variable changes proportionally in the same direction. Tukisema kwamba kama one variable ina increase, basi the other variable pia ita increase, na ikiwa variable nyingine ina decrease, basi the other variable pia inakuwa ina decrease. So to make it simple, in direct variation, two quantities are in direct variation if increase of one variable results into increase of the other variable, while decrease of one variable lead actually to decrease of another variable. One side you have decrease, the other side una decrease pia. One side una increase, basi the other side pia utakuwa na increase as well. So when you talk of direct variation, I just want to highlight that this type of variation is useful for understanding how changes in one variable affect another in a directly proportional manner. So mathematically we say that one variable is directly proportional to other variable. From here we get a chance actually to study how increase in one variable lead to increase of the other variable, and how decrease in one variable leads to decrease of the other variable. If y is direct proportional to x, it can be written mathematically as y is direct proportional to x. So this symbol here is our proportionality symbol. The corresponding mathematical equation connecting x and y is formed by introducing proportionality constant. Mathematical equation connecting x and y is formed by introducing a proportionality constant k, and it replaces alpha, which is a proportionality symbol, by putting constant value, constant k, and eventually now the equation will be y equals to kx. So we started with y is direct proportional to x, and eventually the next step you remove alpha, you remove the proportionality sign, you get the equation which is y equals to kx, and this is now the equation connecting y and x. For instance, if y varies directly as the square of x, then y, of course, symbolically we are going to write it this way, that y is direct proportional to x squared, and the corresponding equation is going to be written as y equals to x squared, where k, again, the constant of proportionality. So up to this point you have seen how or mathematically we can translate all explanations coming from directive variation and so forth. It can continue actually that way. So it is said that x and y varies directly if the ratio of the values of y to the values of x are proportional. We say that x and y vary directly if the ratio of the values of y to values of x are proportional. If x and y are any two quantities that are in direct variation, then the equation connecting y and x is y equals to kx. The nature of the equation y equals to kx is a straight line passing through the origin where k represents the gradient. You remember that if you have y equals to mx plus c, and in this case actually c is 0, so you have y equals to mx. You compare here with this, you compare these two equations, you come to understand that k actually is equal to a slope of the equation, slope of the line, which is our straight line. We are going to see a graph here, and with this graph, from y equals to kx, we're going to make assumption that k equals to 1, so that y equals to x, and eventually you have a straight line, as you can see here in the graph. We have a straight line passing through the origin. Here, of course, 0, 0. Otherwise, the equation is y equals to x, as it can be seen here in the graph. Now, let us jump to example. And example number 1. If y varies directly as x and x equals to 15 when y equals to 4, find the value of y when x equals to 12. So I just want to give you this important step. How do we solve this kind of questions? So firstly, translate the question. Y varies directly as x. So solution, it means y is direct proportional to x. And mathematically here we say that y equals to kx. K is proportionality constant. K is proportionality constant. So now we have y equals to kx. Find k. This is the first step with this question. Find k given that, so we were given actually when x equals to 15, then y will be equal to 4, is 4 over 15. Now you can write the equation connecting x and y. You can write the equation connecting x and y. I can rewrite this equation here. So you'll be having y equals to 4 over 15 times x. Now read the question again. Find the value of y when x equals to 12. So given now x equals to 12, so what will be the value of y? So just go directly to the equation, and y will be equal to 4 over 15 times the value of x given, which is 12. You can simplify by 3 will be 4, by 3 will be 5, eventually you have 16 over 5, which is 3.2. So the value of y, dear students, is 3.5. So that is the value of y according to the question given here. We can jump to example number 2. If x varies directly as the square of y, and x equals to 4 when y equals to 12, y equals to 2, find the value of x when y equals to 8. So stepwise, we're going to start this way. Solution. So x varies directly as a square of y. So x is directly proportional to y square. When you remove proportionality symbols, then you have x equals to k, so k is constant. So the first step, we can find the value of constant k. X equals to 4 when y equals to 2. So I can plug the detail here. X equals to 4 equals to k times y 2 square. So 4 equals to 4k. eventually you get k equals to 4 over 4, which is equal to 1. So the equation connecting y and x, xc equals to y square, dear students. So this is our equation because the value of constant is 1. Find the value of x when y equals to 8. So you're going to say that given y equals to xc will be 80 square, which is equal to 64. So the value of xc is 64. So that is question number 2, example number 2. And again, this is advice that for you to be able to follow up these sessions interactively, can you please solve the question before even continue this video? You put the question, you solve it, then you come back, you check how we solved the question, and from there you are going to compare your solution and the solution we have here. And now we jump to example number 3. A car travels 60 kilometers using 5 liters of diesel. How many liters of diesel are needed to travel 150 kilometers? So first of all, we have to understand how kilometers and the liters are related. The more distance you travel, the more liters you are going to consume, of course. So solution for this question, I'll be let xc be the distance to travel, and y be the liters consumed. So how distance is related to liters? Of course, xc is direct proportional to y. Xc is directly proportional to y, and the relationship now between xc and y is such that xc equals to ky. First of all, we were given actually xc equals to 60 kilometer, while y equals to 5 liters. So what is our k? K will be xc over y, which is 60 over 5. You get 12 kilometers per liter. So actually this is kind of consumption rate. So how x and y are connected now, you have xc equals to k, which is 12 times y, dear students. The connection between x and y is as seen there. Now, how many liters of diesel are needed to travel 150 kilometers? So given xc now equals to 150 kilometers, find diesel consumed. The consumption will be how much? So we're going to plug here. X is 150. 150 equals to 12 times y. We are looking for y, of course. So y will be 150 divided by 12 by 3 here, 4 by 3 will be 50. 50 divided by 4, you get 12.5 liters. So the consumption of 150 kilometer will be 12.5 liters, dear students. So that is solution for this example here, example number 3. The next one, if you check your textbook, actually we have revision, we have exercise 1.3. It is actually exercise in your textbook, the original textbook you are going to be using as Form 2 students. So I'm going to solve here 2 more questions from the textbook. If x varies directly as y and xc equals to 16 when y equals to 10, find the value of y when xc equals to 20. So from here, so we were given that x varies directly as y. So solution. So xc varies directly as y. Mathematically mean that xc equals to ky, of course. And we have initial conditions given here. Xc equals to 16 when y equals to 10. And from these initial conditions, we can get the value of constant k. So x being 16 equals to k times y, which is 10. K will be 16 over 10, which is 1.6. So the equation connecting x and y is going to be xc equals to 1.6y. The equation connecting x and y is x equals to 1.6y. Find the value of y when x equals 2. So we're supposed to find the value of y. Y will be how much, given that x is 20. So you're going to put the details. 20 equals to 1.6 times y. So y will be 20 over 1.6, which is equivalent to 200 over 16. By 4 here will be 4. By 4 here will be 50. And again, you get y equals to 12.5. So the value of y is 12.5. Dear students, we are trying to cover every detail of the syllabus so that when you come here, you can get support you want. You can be supported, and this might be very enough for you to understand the topic you are supposed to cover. So I wish you all the best in your mathematics learning journey. Bye bye.